We're going to get into the stats a little bit, but first we'll introduce our players. So we have spawning up in the top left. It is one of the cleverest guys in the scene. It's Bly.
And his opponent in the blue colors, it's the Protoss player. He's fighting for Sidestorm Gaming. It is, of course, Gerald.
Now, the thing that makes it so interesting about Bly as a player, first of all, okay, no, that's a Gerald's probe on Bly's side of the map. Okay, that's, yeah, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. But no, we're good. The thing that makes Bly interesting as a player is, of course, the ability to constantly do what he does for like 8, 9, 10 years and still beat players with it on a relatively consistent basis. Now, as the baseline of, the average top-level EU pro gets better and better, it does become more difficult to see Bly find success. But even still, he has still been taking maps off of quite strong players in this group.
Yeah.
Something, though... Oh, sorry, go on.
I feel like Bly, just to add to him a little bit there, it's like one of these players where it's very obvious that he has a layered kind of steps sometimes with his aggression in particular, and it's so nice to see. Like, you can see like very clearly him going from one stage to the other, like so many plans that he just has set up in a row, and he just executes it. And then, if the first layer of this aggressive cake doesn't quite get you, then the second layer might get you. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, it's one of the more, if not most fun things is to watch Bly at his craft do what he does best. Now, to go back to the history between these players a little bit, for an extraordinarily long period of time, Gerald was under the heel of Bly. Bly was Gerald's nemesis. He beat him in everything. And to that end, their lifetime numbers is 179 and 74 in favor of Bly in terms of maps, and 77 and 21 series in terms of Gerald. Or, sorry, for Bly. But in recent history, in the last 21 times they have played, Gerald has won 15 of those series. So he is won 3/4 just about of the matches that they've played in the last, 21 times. We are going to see, these Lings. They will slip in to the main base. He gets 2 probes, actually.
Yeah.
I think 1 in the main base, 1 maybe scouting probe. Bly is so good at doing this. Gerald did deny the second setup, but, man, this is annoying. Ooh, now this is actually very good for Gerald. I don't know if he saw the second Overlord go across the map, but he goes Void Ray, and Bly sent 2 Overlords across the map. That makes this Void Ray extremely effective. Or is going to, assuming he finds both of them, which he should.
He should. Another thing about like those matches, the history between Gerald and Bly, I remember casting a couple of them in the past, and it felt like it always came down to like the last few units between the two. But then somehow, some way, Bly just found himself on top again.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where sometimes it was silly, right? Because it felt like, Gerald was in such a good position there, and it just fell apart again. And it really was just a psychological thing almost for him. Maybe it really was, because it doesn't really happen to him, those types of things against other players. But against Bly, he just has this thing where every time he would play against him, and then there were those little mistakes again.
Yeah, to really lean into what you're saying, it felt like a mental block. It felt like a really brutal mental block against Bly. And once he turned that corner, there was still, a couple of series in a row. He would lose like 2 or 3 series in a row. But it felt like there was no looking back. And since then, it's almost as if their history is erased. And now it's Gerald who has, the advantage. That's not to say this won't be a competitive series, because I think it actually will be a very competitive series, partially because of that history that we have. But I do feel like Gerald is the one who will have the edge. Now, we're going to talk about the builds a little bit. It is going to be a 4-gate Glaives off of a delayed 3rd Nexus going up against a late Roachborn from Bly, but the Roachborn will still come down in time. This is a little bit dangerous on the third base, but Gerald's got enough Adepts that he should be able to deal with this.
Yep. Adept Glaive's on the way as well. I'm wondering, is that a War Prism in the main base of Bly, or?
Just
no,
an Oracle. It's going to get a huge stasis. Oh.
Ooh.
He pulled that back like absolute last second. By the way, Bly, really focusing on his forward creep spread. He's already encroaching on a lot of Gerald's territory. We are going to see Roaches hitting the field. Gerald only committing to... Oh, actually, no, there's more Adepts warped in at this base. Another attempt to snipe the shield battery, but the Resonating Glaives is going to make it rather difficult to do so. Oh, no Roaches at this base. No units at this base. We're going to see a lot of drones potentially going down to this.
All right, focuses down the Queens first. I suppose that will delay the creep spread as well as the injects here. Oracle might be zapping around back into the main base now. Reconsiders these trajectories. This is so many Adepts right now. How many? Let me see the Roach numbers actually. 3 Roaches? There's only 3 Roaches, Steadfast.
He's gonna lose his third base, I think. Gerald canceled the Shade initially. I think, oh man, I actually don't like him fighting the Lings, but he's gonna win the fight. Ooh. Okay, he shades forward. I would like to see the Void Ray go over and try and snipe that base. I want to see a beeline for that base. Or maybe send something, because that, if he had just canceled the Shade, he kills that base, 100%.
Well, tries to go for more drones instead. It can be more tough to replenish, of course, but it's a bit more tricky as well. Okay, goes in with the Oracle. It's something.
There is going to be a transfuse available, and oh no! Oh, pull it back! Pull it back! Oh, that was a mental block. Oracle loss. That was.
There it is again. You see?
Yeah, it happens again. He can't keep getting away with it. Bly's army supply is actually so much bigger than Gerald's right now, and the creep spread is very handy on this bottom side. Gerald is going to be able to cancel the 4th base, but I don't think he realizes how committed Bly is going to be. Now, Blink completes about at the perfect time. Oh, and these Roaches are actually a little bit caught away from the army off creep. Nice Blink Micro so far from Gerald. Saves pretty much every Stalker. Oh, very well done, and he's already evened the army supply out. Yeah, there's no problem here for Gerald. I think he's... I think as long as he doesn't mess up massively, he's got this game in the bag.
Yeah, that was a really nice kind of moment there as well. It showed that Gerald is feeling pretty confident now.
Yes.
Didn't have that panic, like, oh my god, I might lose Stalkers here, just mass blink backwards. No, he just kept them there, let them lose shields, trade out a little bit for those shield points, and then you slowly start blinking backwards, and just keeps going with that efficiency here.
Yeah.
Now adding in the Robo, he could start getting aggressive once that is done, and he might get himself that War Prism.
Yeah, he's already on 10 gates right now. The Stalker count is big enough that he can actually, push out across the map. He's got to be a little bit careful, poking his head on creep, but I think it's still going to be fine for him. He might just elect to go for a snipe on the 4th base, and that's exactly what he's going to get. Ooh, no cancel for Bly either. Hey, this is already looking to be a huge problem. He's going to blink up into the main base. Bly is so far out of position, he could actually snipe the main hatchery if he wants to.
Yeah, that is a very, very nice move for Gerald. That's a little bit of an awkward blink. Does set him up still in the main base. Might have all his Stalkers card out now. Or maybe he just has enough Stalkers.
Yeah, he's still okay, loses a couple Stalkers there. The Adepts, they go for the snipe on the hatchery that was low from earlier. They do get it, and Bly kills a lot of Gerald's army, but Gerald knocked his opponent back down to 2 hatcheries, and now maybe 1.
Oh no, Gerald, don't do it to him.
And another one. Ooh, Corrosive Biles. Oh, okay, he actually does kill a lot of Gerald's army. Once again, we find ourselves in a weird situation where Bly's army supply is quite a bit higher than Gerald's. But, I mean, it's literally 1 hatchery at the moment. Like, it's...
Look at this from Bly taking the bottom left with the... isn't that gold? Or is it
rich
gas?
That is the gold, yeah.
Yeah, I love that, man. He's like, you know what, we need something here. Something needs to go my way. Let's just take the gold base instead of trying to rebuild some older blue base, right?
He even re-cancels the main hatchery and saves the Void Ray. Oh, yeah, that's so
those
frustrating.
larvae might die there now, unless if he puts down a creep tumor.
Oh
dear.
I mean, blinking into the roaches is not the best move, but this is still going to be just fine. Battery overcharge, DTs. Actually, hang on. Was there even an Overseer? There was no Overseer, so those DTs were going to go uncontested. And we knew it was GG anyways, but the DTs make sure that it's absolutely GG. Well played from Gerald. Good stuff.
Yeah, really nicely done. Just well in control over the entire game there. Going for the Adept Glaives, it felt a little bit odd to me. I haven't really seen players go for that without any type of way of reinforcing them with a Warp Prism. Well, sometimes here and there, but I guess. Anyway, it worked. It worked. I was surprised that Bly wasn't more prepared for it. He had a Roach Warren, he had a reasonable amount of Zerglings, but I guess he was just sending those across the map.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a funky situation, because with the Roach Warren you expect the Zerg player to be at least somewhat prepared, but it is difficult to deal with those Glaive Adepts. Even though Gerald didn't snipe the third base, I mean, he still got value with them. He created some openings for the future, and he played a patient, calm, collected game, and he got the job done.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm guessing Bly just wasn't really aware of the Adepts coming in like that. For helping out the Overlord scouts, of course, as well. A big part of that. Yeah. But yeah, it feels weird because he did have the Zerglings across the map, which should kind of give you the heads up about the Adept numbers, right? But Gerald managed to keep that pretty well hidden also. Never really showed his hand in that remark either. And, well played. It's funny because, in a sense there, it was Gerald doing the mind games instead of Bly, right? It's like a role reversal entirely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's not something we're used to seeing, and it kind of shows a little bit of a flipping of who has the upper hand in this matchup as well. There was a few things that, didn't go perfectly for Gerald, but on the whole, he looked incredibly comfortable, never felt like he was going to lose, and, he looked solid, and now he really puts himself into a phenomenal position to make playoffs here. If he can win this one, he's just got one more match ahead of him on the final day. It is against Cyril, so it's going to be a tough one. But as long as other players don't have a truly outstanding few days, if he wins this one 2-1, he's going to be in an amazing position.
Yeah.
All right, and here we go. Spawning up at the top right, sending out a very early drone. It is the Zerg player Bly.
His opponents for Psystorm Gaming, the Blue Protoss, Gerald.
And for a little bit, I was wondering if this was going to be a hatch first at the gold. That is a Bly special right there, but nope, it's going to be a hatch block. Gerald is going to see, okay, you have not built a hatchery on the low ground. Does Bly elect to go for hatch first at his third? Nope, he's just going to put the drone on patrol. Okay, so it is going to be an all-in with this. So this is not going to be an attempt to block his opponent's hatchery. This is going to be an attempt to steal the game away, and maybe hoping that by hiding this drone at the third base, if Gerald checks that location, that Gerald might think that there's a gold base as opposed to, a hatchery on the other side of the map. We can see that Gerald is... Ooh, okay, he hasn't decided yet if he wants Cybernetics Core first or Nexus. Okay, there it is. He is going to go for the Nexus. So he is still playing a standard build. He doesn't know yet that there was a proxy hatch, but he's going to see it.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Maybe a little bit further back, and it wouldn't have been bothered, but of course then you have your creep not reaching as much.
I love the Forge. Oh, and he sees the drones. Okay, so he knows exactly what this is. He knows this is going to be basically a Speedling Spine Crawler rush, and his Cybernetics Core is very delayed. which means he will need to get cannons on top of this. And that's actually going to be a little bit of a problem because Bly's going to have a very forward hatchery setup. But if Gerald can Gerald build a cannon here? I want to see him build cannons in front of his wall. That's what I want to see. Because I don't want to... I don't want to see the spine crawlers being able to whack away at this wall. This pylon, I think, is too far back. This is actually a little bit worrisome right now.
Well, let's see here. He does have the Zealot available already. The Queen might make things difficult. Spine crawlers being made from a distance, and has the Roach Warren. Really going to try to utilize those larvae here as much as possible, I guess.
Yeah, so this is... I was actually... I was incorrect. This is not going to be speedlings. Oh, the Zealot! Oh, no, you do not want to lose this. And he will lose it for very little gain. I'm actually now very worried about Gerald here. He is going to have battery overcharges available. Bly electing to take the fight. That was a little bit of a weird decision, but he only loses a couple Zerglings. But once these spine crawlers start whacking away at the wall, they're going to kill the Cybernetics core. It's super exposed. The cannons were behind the wall, which means that they're not going to be able to slow the march of the spine crawlers. And the Ravagers that come out will be able to corrosive bile down things very quickly. Gerald needs either a Robo or a Stargate. And if he doesn't get those, he is going to, I think, bleed a slow death against these Ravagers.
Yeah, what about a Stargate?
Stargate would probably be the best decision with Bly only building one Queen on the proxy, but Stargate or Robo, as it is, he almost loses one of those Stalkers. The Spine Crawlers are slowly but surely pushing forward. There are 3 Stalkers on the map. Oh, actually, he's putting a lot of damage into this one Spine. He actually is going to kill it. Okay, that's not so bad for Gerald. Ooh, he doesn't want to lose that Stalker. He's got to pull it back. Battery overcharge.
What are you doing?
Oh, actually, hang on.
It's a good thing the Queen is not targeting it. It looks like just with the Queen not targeting it, it just barely managed to survive.
Yeah, and actually, with the 2 Spine Crawlers going down, that actually is going to help out a lot. He's still only on one gateway, though.
There we go. This is where it gets tricky. Now, that static defense kind of might go down rather quickly.
Ooh, nice transfuse on the Spine. It needs to keep that alive, of course. Yeah, the static defense is going to get shelled down so quickly. First 2 cannons already going down. He's almost lost the Forge as well. He restarts Warpgate, finally builds a Stargate, but I think this is actually already approaching the point of no return. There's Battery Overcharge finally getting popped. I really feel like he should have used that to kill the Spines initially, but I think Bly has done it here.
Yeah, he is still gaining more ground. Behind this, though, he still doesn't have a second base. Probes are going to have to be pulled. This is a lot of shield batteries about to be ready, but, I mean, he doesn't have any production.
No.
Stargate about to finish up. It's never going to be in time.
Yeah, not a chance. Bly, I mean, Gerald, when I saw that Forge come down, I thought for sure he had a perfect play against this, but unfortunately, he let the Spines get where they wanted to go. Gerald's going to try and make sure that this finishes, but not a frickin' chance. Double deny, killing the pylon that was building and the pylon that was out, and that's a big problem for Gerald. He is going to absolutely lose this game. Not a chance in the world.
Man, that was very well played. This feels like the layers again, right, of Bly, because it's like he comes in with the Spine Crawlers, and maybe perhaps he had in mind to go with the Speedling attack, right? But then he sees the cannons being set up, the Forge, and he's like, you know what, we need a Roach Warren here, and then we get the Ravagers, and then all this static defense that you just put up now is worthless. So a lot of money you just spent that could have been gateway units or more production facilities, and now it's one of your biggest weaknesses, right? One of your biggest strengths is now suddenly your biggest weakness, and very well played there by Bly.
Yeah. I really think that turns out drastically differently, though, with, like, 2 cannons in the front of the wall instead of in the back. Because, yes, the Ravagers were what put the nail in the coffin, but everything started off so well for Bly, with the Spine Crawlers just shelling away at that wall so easily. They killed the Cybernetics core. They killed the Gateway eventually, which shut down production. That's where things got out of hand. And Unfortunately for Gerald, he does lose that game. And now you hope that his mental is still feeling okay, because that was a rough loss. And if he doesn't win this next game, his chances of making playoffs drop drastically. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left. It is the mastermind, the tactician, Bly.
And in the other side, there's the Blue Protoss once again from Sidestorm Gaming, Gerald.
And Bly is going to send out another drone once again. Now, with no flat ground at the natural, I don't think you want to go with... I don't think you want to go with a proxy hatch play again. But he could definitely go for a hatch block. He could get real fancy and annoying with that. Chances are, he knows that Gerald is pretty darn tilted after that one. So even just something to disrupt Gerald's game plan. Oh, actually, hang on. He's going to go for the hatchery at the natural. Nice job from Bly. He waits till Gerald has to confirm it in the main base to make sure it's not a 12 pool. There's too many things to cover. And now Bly is going to try and get into the natural expansion. Gerald, though, does have the probe at the expansion position. Going to be able to deny this drone from getting down the hatch. If it had been 3 hatch before pool, that would have been so nasty for Gerald to deal with. As it is, he doesn't actually have his build really disrupted at all. That's a big moment in this game.
Yeah, denies the gas steal as well. Bly might still just make it into a hatchery anyway, and somehow make it work.
Oh yeah, that's what he did with that little move. Yep, that's what he did. He let the probe get the shot, so it stops following him for a moment, and now he'll set this up in the main base. This is most likely just going to try and draw an overreaction from Gerald, but if Gerald underreacts, I've seen Bly kill players with this before.
Yeah, if you don't have that wall against Zerglings, right? Zerglings are very strong indeed. And, well, good luck making a wall around this hatchery here.
Yeah.
It's easier to just kill it.
Yep. I like the way Gerald has dealt with this, though. Pulling the probes is, you know, it's an option one way or the other. I think it's good because it's going to allow him to really make sure that if Bly does commit to it, it's going to have a lot less HP. But also the pylon creates a bit of a wall around his base and will allow him to build a shield battery in his mineral line if this hatchery does complete. As it is, even if it does, it's going to get, like, nothing out, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, you might just cancel it.
Yeah, I think you should for sure as Bly. It's already done a lot of damage in terms of probes not mining.
You would get maybe 3 larvae still. That's the thing.
I think he only gets 2.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, he might not even.
Continue.
Oh, he does get the second. Okay, yeah. He pulled back because he didn't want to get killed by these broodlings. Ooh,
yeah,
gets a kill. Okay, that actually makes it. Well, no, I actually still think Bly should have probably canceled that.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna get a scout in the main base, which is very nice. But he won't. Oh, Gerald actually attacking his own assimilator there.
It's starting again.
Not again.
Man. Yeah, no, this is a very expensive scout. A lot easier to just send in the Overlord.
The thing is,
and
it is
cheaper too.
It is still worth it, I think, the cost of the hatch because of all the lost mining time there.
Maybe.
But, like, he could have... He doesn't get much additional damage, and like you said, it's worth it on the whole, but he could have gotten a scout with the Overlord and still saved the money from the hatchery. As it is, I think he's actually a little bit ahead. Oh, wow, Adept somehow got across the map and got 2 drones. I think he is a little bit ahead, but he could have been much further ahead, I think. Bly, that is. Actually, no, I think it's pretty much even. Gerald, by the way, speaking of history, he is going back in time with this build, this DT drop build. This is what he used to do literally every game in PvZ for, like, the first 4 years of his career in Legacy of the Void.
Oh, dear.
Oh, drones? Hello?
You know what happened during those 4 years whenever he met Bly?
Exactly, that's where I
Oh,
was going.
Oh, man. Well, there's 2 more gas here for Bly. He's going to start making a dropper lord as well for the Zerglings to come in. Warprism does get his eye on the moving Overlord, but has to double check whether that is a dropper lord or an Overseer.
Very smart that he checked back in there. That would have been easy to just say, oh, that's an Overseer. But that was wise. That was extremely wise. And now he's going to be able to deny this, I think.
Well, if he denies it fully, these Zerglings need to just run in and see this Dark Shrine, right? That's all they need to do. Did he get vision of it already?
He saw it building, but he actually didn't see it. Meanwhile, drones are going down on the other side of the map to a double adept play. Seeing the... Actually, yeah, no, I don't think Bly knows yet. He does have double Spore, though. None at the third base, but I mean, he's got a layer anyways. He can build an Overseer. Losing those couple of drones in the natural to the adept, though, does hurt a little bit.
Yeah, puts him down to 44 against the 50 of Gerald.
Actually, hang on. Where? Oh my God, there's no Overseer. Oh, if he just clicks the hatch, click the hatch. Okay, he's gonna put them on.
No, there's no Overseer here, of course. Oh, there it is. There is no
never mind. There was an Overseer. Okay, I looked at the units tab. Oh man, the Overseer blends in so much.
Yeah. You expect it to be on the left side, right? And then it's because of the changeling, I guess. Still pretty
yeah, exactly. The changeling drew my eye in, and like,
and then you're like, oh, that's not an Overseer.
You should just kill him. But instead, he makes the wise decision because he's the pro gamer and he's expecting his opponent not to make mistakes, and it is the wise decision. Gets a couple of drones right there. Now, if he gets caught out by this Spire, things could get very messy for him very quickly. Nice job by Bly to deflects the Warp Prism before it can even drop. All 6 queens are at the front, so injects are a little bit delayed, but if he can pop out like 8 mutas on top of this Warp Prism, and Gerald is not prepared for this, it's going to be a really big problem.
Yeah, he's going to have an interesting defensive tool, though, with the Warp Prism speed and the 2 Archons here against the Mutalisk.
Actually, yeah, the Warp Prism speed is very interesting against the mutas. That actually is going to help out so much.
And then, well, as long as he keeps these bad boys alive, it should be alright. Gotta watch out for his Observer here. Kills the Queen. Wow.
Ooh. Fancy pants micro coming in from Gerald right there. Nice job. Body blocking the Queen with the Archons. And actually, we're going to be seeing an aggressive move forward, which is actually probably the best thing that could happen for Gerald against the Muta play, because those Mutas obviously don't fight very well. You see Ling setting up for the counterattack. Gerald's... Oh, man, he's going to have an Disruptor coming on in.
Yeah.
Does have a shield battery in a very nice position. No shield battery or cannon. There is going to be a cannon at the natural pretty soon. Ooh, battery overcharge is going to help out a lot, especially with a DT here. Muta's going to try and come on in, but I feel like Gerald can actually just push forward into his opponent. There are a lot of Ravagers being morphed on the defense, but this army from Gerald should be able to beat Bly's army, I think.
Doing pretty good so far. And there's only 7 Mutalisks, as you said, across the field here. 2 of them already quite low. There's the Rico only half.
Oh no!
Yeah, that was
Gerald. Oh, we gotta get out. We gotta get out with these units. Oh, he will blink away, but he loses the Archon's gonna lose a few more units on the chase. Mutas. Oh, that cannon. Oh, the triple kill! The cannon just got 3 kills on those Mutas. Every Muta goes down. And that looked very bad for Gerald at first, but he saves all his probes at the third base. He's going to get back to mining in full there, kills his opponent's third. This is actually extremely good for Gerald, the game as a whole. He's in a great position. He just needs to, not lose sight of his goal, not panic.
Yeah, our army supply looking a little bit intimidating with those roach numbers, of course, for Bly here. But Gerald is in a position where he can keep these roaches fairly comfortable across the map. Oh, just needs to avoid taking a bad fight against them, however, of course.
I don't think Gerald needs to rush in right here. He's got +1 weapons against no upgrades. His +2's on the way. He saw... Oh, wow. Wow. I thought for sure that was going to go down. Actually, he's baited his opponent off creep, and now he will get a wraparound on these units. Gerald is... going to dodge the Corrosive Biles. He's going to run down all of this Roach Ravager. Well, never mind. I mean, there's something to be said for even if you are ahead and you don't need to attack, take the opportunity if you got it, and he finds it, and he will get it.
He will be taking out another hatchery. Bly has made a third and a fourth this time around, so can just transfer those drones over. Won't be oversaturated too much, so not going to slow down his mining overall, but it's still a rough position, right?
It is. It's pretty much untenable for Bly at this position. He would need to crush Gerald's army, and that would take Gerald, you know, not looking at his army for a while. The War Prism gets Corrosive Bile down. He gets surrounded. He doesn't blink for a little while. He would need to lose a lot in order for Gerald to lose his advantage in this game. But what I was going to say is that Gerald saw that the hatchery was just finished. He knew he killed the third base, so he knew that his opponent's economy wasn't great, but, I mean, it was all a moot point anyways, because he was just comfy. Ooh, Disruptors, get some big shots. Oh, man, that is probably going to be the nail in the coffin. He does lose the Disruptors here, but +2 weapons is going to complete momentarily. The Stalkers, they will get momentarily pushed back, but DT Zealot into the main base. Going to kill that Spore Crawler. He is going to maybe even kill this hatchery. Overseer is being morphed, but that's a lot of DPS with +2 Zealot DT. And yeah, he's going to kill this layer.
Bit rude, but it works. As Gerald will be looking to defend this Disruptor as well, making it work. And yeah, he's just straight up taking control of this game now.
Yeah, it is pretty much all over but the crying at this point. The Soup does not Bly, and Bly does not have a chance in this game. He gets knocked down to just one hatchery now. Gerald really starting to flex on his opponent. It's behind Disruptor shot. Oh, it's a big one. Only 4 kills, but that was about a third of Bly's army right there. And with 75 probes to 46 drones, with 4 Nexi to 1 hatchery, Bly fires up 4 more Mutalisks.
He's like, don't worry, guys, I got this.
The Mutas.
I've seen Hero Marine do it in the previous series. We'll make it work with Mutalisks, trust me.
Ooh, he does his best to split against those Disruptors. Never going to happen. Even if they didn't do any damage, Gerald was still going to win that game.